Let's welcome the president of FinTech for Good, Xiaochen Zhang, to give us the opening speech.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the 2018 EventBlock World Tour Frontier Technology Exhibition, the Responsible Blockchain World Championship. And as the co-organizer just shared with me that Monday is a difficult day for transportation, so many of people probably are still just in the traffic, and hopefully that they will be able to join us. And I think this is a very timely event, and when we think about that, what technology can do to just solve some of the most stunning challenge. And when we just look at the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, all the big goals and the small indicators, and without the frontier technology, probably that the cost of just achieving all those goals will be $1 trillion. And even with $1 trillion, and we still cannot address many of the problems, and we still are facing climate change. We face the inclusive agenda. We have the access to finance, access to energy, and many of the inefficiency in the system. All these kind of problems. And now that's because of the technology and technological advancement that we are able to just look at the same problem with a new eye. And taking blockchain as an example. And as of now, we have more than 1 billion people who don't have access to any identity. Without identity, they are not able to really benefit from the economic system. And financial institutions may just feel that it's too challenging, too risky to provide them financial service, and also define them as unbankable. So then, they will be always left out of the system. And with the blockchain-based digital identity solution, they are able to just address such provide them digital identity, which can enable them to just, to access to basic service. And then when we talk about, manufacturers, and thinking about, all the middlemen who are just lying in the whole supply chain, or demand management and the supply chain management. And the third-party related costs are also again $1 trillion. So if used through the blockchain technology, if we can take those costs out of the system, and we can just put all those kind of savings into much more productive functions. And then we just go one step further to just thinking about energy for healthcare, energy for blockchain for healthcare, blockchain for energy, and all those kind of new type of solutions, which we can just really bring each of the consumers some new type of experience. Taking healthcare as an example, and without blockchain, that's thinking about that if you like this doctor, and this doctor provide a really very good service to you, but you can never just share this information to others in a way which others also trust this. And with a healthcare blockchain system, that's not only that different partners can share records, and also all the experience created new data which can be hosted on a blockchain system, where that's different parties later have this really data-backed decision-making process. Of course, when we just talk about such a solution, that's blockchain cannot solve all the problem. It has to be combined with machine learning, with robotic, with IoT devices, and all that. So that's why the concept frontier technology is a much better concept, because if this is AI, this is IoT, this is a blockchain, and then it's all just bring one solution into different pieces, we cannot really address the problem. So with the frontier technology, we are looking at different technological options which can really help the economy, help the business, and also help individual. So we are very happy to just have this opportunity to work with EventBlock to just launch this exhibition and also launch our responsible blockchain world championship. And one word about the championship. We have identified the top investors from different countries, and for 10 investors to form a team of five teams. Then each of the startup will just apply to be on this team or that team. And through the competition that we are looking for the top 5 from each country. And then we are hosting the championship in 10 countries. So each of the top 5 will compete with the other 9 countries. From this process, that will select the top 30 company. 15 will just go to the 10-week acceleration program in China, and 10 will be just accelerated in the United States. And we hope that this is the U.S. opening, and it's not the part of it. We are not going to host the real challenge here, but it's the opening. That we would like to just engage with the Silicon Valley folks and the most advanced innovators to just bring your idea, bring your solution, bring your the existing market plan into all this, and hopefully that this is a good beginning, that we are able to just work with everyone who are here to just bring the next generation blockchain and frontier technology to where it can just help to address the most daunting challenge in the world. Thank you again for coming here, and we hope that this will be the beginning for something good to happen in the future. Thank you.
And then we are looking forward to Xiaochen's speech. Welcome.
Yeah, and so as a fintech for good, that we really think it's very important to just build a community. To build a community, one thing important is that in this market that there are a lot of new things going on, and we want to just work with the community to just understand the new concepts and what are available as tools for them, and so to see that whether they should just be part of this or they should just exit. And from the whoever have been in the blockchain space for some time, and you probably are very well aware of the ride up and down of ICOs, and then the introduction of a security token offers some legitimacy to the new instruments, but how to launch an STO, not ICO. What the difference between ICO and STO, and also IPO, and which one you should choose from what time. And so yeah, that's basically we are at a time that's to just really look into this and see that hopefully that's my presentation can help you to understand a bit more about the STO or security token offering. And this presentation is based on our monthly report. We have a responsible blockchain report series, and where that's every month that we select a topic, and then we do in-depth research and provide industry some background knowledge or case studies. And so for this, I will focus on a few things, and the introduction of STO, and key events, what is going on for the STO market, and some other topics. And the reason that's why STO becoming more popular these days, there are several reasons. Number one is that when we just look at the ICO market, and from the last, starting from 2017, it being picked up by the market dramatically, and then we have within 1.5 years more than 6,000 white paper out there, and many of them are being called as a scam by some, and others are just failed projects. But the funny thing of ICO is that not only if if you're not in the token business, or if you don't use token to raise fund, and you raise the amount where that is the most proper to your stage. And if you are the pre-A stage and then you raise the pre-A fund, if you're at the angel or the A round or B round, and then all that's based on the data that's which stage you are. But from the ICO, many times that's if you're a business which is like so small and you don't have anything, but you are raising amount which is extremely larger than your scale, and in this that generates a lot of risk, and especially many of such kind of offering, and is categorized as a utility token, which that don't really just comply to the security offering, but they are really security offering. In this, that from day one, that you are breaking the law to just make that offer. You are communicating or marketing your offering to the wrong population with wrong methods, and also to just generate a lot of financial risk to the system. So that's why STO from beginning is a tokenized security. You first have security, you tokenize it, and then you offer it, and through the compliance system. So for that, STO really provided some type of legitimacy to the whole token business. And you are looking at many different comparisons, like from the regulation, IPO it complies the most, and STO in the middle, and ICO the least. And of course, for the risk of investors, and the ICO is the biggest risk, and the IPO is and you can just through this comparison, one thing clear is that STO is really in the middle. That is less expensive and more secure and fewer risk, but it's really in the middle and raise the amount which is more proper to your size. And the reason that why companies use STO is because it provides the company many advantage. So if it doesn't do that, do the trick, and then we can just go through the traditional IPO process, then we don't need to look at the STO. The reason why people just take on the STO is because it creates a better liquidity compared with the IPO market. And also it just also provide reduce the cost and improve the liquidity, and also just improve the trading capability, and engage new type of investors who have not been involved in the traditional sector. So in this, that's from the security, of course, probably for many of the token offering that they look at it as STO. Number one reason is because ICO is not available for them anymore, and then they are in the token business, and then they want to really just make their offer a legitimate offer through a compliance system. So in this, that it does provide that legitimacy. And of course, for STO, it also has its disadvantage, and it has, because it's compliant, and the cost of compliance is still very high, and many times you find that and you are not allowed to do many things which just so reasonable for you as the token offering business, because you tokenize the security, and then it's a new product, but you still have to make this new product to fit into the existing security regulation, which really doesn't apply that well to the token business. In this, that the one benefit is that you are cutting your token, or as you cut your feet to fit the shoes, and that's definitely creates some kind of barrier for the security token offering. And some of the key events in the STO market, and from the development side, that if there's very limited successful story, then people may not just look into this. But because T0 and also Indiegogo and Mosh Group have launched successfully STO, and in the market there are many more and with a much bigger number. And it is that the successful story, and also they can do it in a compliant way, generate a lot of interest for the market, especially for those which the company which already have a business, which are almost successful in terms of client acquisition and revenue. Then they are looking, on one hand IPO, on the other hand, some the token-related fundraising method, and STO definitely just provide that kind of instrument. When you just look at the compliance, and SEC just defined, Ether is not security, but anything that you launched on Ether or ETH, that's it might be related. It might be just security. In this, that's anyone who just use ERC20 to just launch your token. And if you are just define it as utility, you may just break the law from the beginning, and because it's very clear. And also SEC and FINRA provided approval for Coinbase to list the security tokens, which again is very important for the market. And many of the users or in the token community that they are using Coinbase because number one is Coinbase is really from the compliance side, that they are the number one in terms of compliance. That really the regulators really know them really well and know how to regulate them. So then they also just provide the first approval for Coinbase to operate in this, and then that actually offered opportunity for many of the Coinbase users that you can just really invest in a security token on Coinbase, from beginning now. And from the STO issuance, and here that's I listed a number. Some large one like T0, and the smaller one as the BlockSafe and the Temple, etc. And each of them just coming from a very different process, and many thinking about comparing STO and ICO, and many of the ICO just from beginning that's a very small, no budget, and then they just prepare white paper and using white paper to just go through an ICO process, and then after the ICO is the first round of fund received, then they just put like more than half into marketing and also into the listing in the exchange, and which actually thinking about comparing with the traditional business, it doesn't make any sense. You don't have a product and you raise money, you just waste money in just doing the listing for the liquidity, and it doesn't really generate any benefit for the community. And the community doesn't have, when you just spend half the money which you raised, you still don't have a product to offer to the community, which doesn't make any sense. But from the STO, and that's the fundraising, and it's very clear that from the beginning that you are investing in share, and that you are looking for benefit from the future. So those who claim that they're utility, but from the beginning that they didn't really deliver. And now when we just look at the other component from the STO token offering, and in the market that's we have the different type of security token offering which exist, including some other service provider and others are the exchange, and there's also others as the insurance platform, etc. So these are some of the examples, and because of the time constraints that we don't have time to just go over each of this case. But the interesting part is that this market is really increased very fast. And looking at as of now, that majority of the security token offering is in the United States and Canada and also Europe. And here are the in terms of size, you can see that the distributed of the STO in different sectors. And this is the legal compliance, and some use Reg D, some use Reg C, and others they also use Reg CF. And so in October, you can see that these are some of the numbers, and this market is really just increase very fast. And when I was in China this month, and everyone come to me just to say, I want to prepare for STO now because I want to even start my IPO to do the STO because it's not because of sexy. They do see the advantage, and many of the blockchain people just STO that for them is not really innovative enough. It's only purely securitized. It's tokenized security. And it's not from the utility side that many tokens do offer that kind of innovation because that utility function were not able to be offered by other type of technology, then they can do that. But if it is only security and it doesn't really offer that much of innovation in terms of the blockchain side. But from the compliance, it does really provide that market penetration benefits. And here you can see our analysis of why it's happening. And after we have a STO Academy which we offer to the market. And in November we have one STO Academy 1 week-long program in China. And in December we have an STO Academy in Washington DC, also 1 week. And we'll invite most of the experts who have launched that STO into those academy and to share with the participants. For the Responsible World Blockchain Championship, this is we're going to hosting competition in 10 cities and 20 leading investors as co-chairs who have launched this in multiple countries. And finally, that we're selecting 30 winners, and then they'll go through our acceleration program. And as of the schedule, you can see that we made the announcement in New York on October 4th. This is our US Open. And November 7th, that we'll just launch our Middle East in Dubai, championship in Dubai. And in Shenzhen, that is our China Open on November 23rd. And then December 5th is our US final.